Yes, it's a very hard pill to swallow for the hardcore boxing fans, but the YouTuber boxing scene has been splattered all over our faces like the final scene of a Ron Jeremy movie. However, here is the big question. Could it be the future of boxing? Well, let's discuss the potential of this phenomenon and how it impacts our beloved sport. It's about to get interesting, so hold on to your balls. Okay, now first of all, why is all this happening? Well, it all began one fateful day in February 2018. A little bit of needle began between two of YouTube's household names, and an amateur boxing bout was scheduled to settle the score. February the 3rd gave birth to the first large-scale YouTube boxing event between the outspoken Joe Wally and the now pro boxer, chart-topping superstar, the infamous Ski. So the event was a huge success, selling out the Copper Box Arena, garnering over 20 million views on YouTube, with Ski being crowned the champion via TKO. The boxing world was simply stunned by the amount of attention it had garnered, and the promoters began to show an interest.
Who's doing it? Has he got a broadcast? Or they're obviously going to broadcast it on YouTube. Is there a weight? Like they've got to weigh in at a certain weight?
Another event was scheduled just a few months later in August for Ski to settle another rivalry with American YouTube star Logan Paul, this time at a sold-out Manchester arena. The fight ended as a controversial draw, but once again was a success, even this time as a pay-per-view with over 1 million buys, 2 million total viewers through streaming, and over 63 million watching the promotion as a whole. Unbelievable stuff. And then from this moment on, it all went fucking mental. Long story short, the involvement of Eddie Hearn saw the amateur boxers turning pro, and the first pay-per-view YouTube boxing event aired on mainstream TV on Sky and DAZN. Big players like Showtime and Triller then showed their interest, hosting the mega fight spectacles of Logan's brother, Jake Paul, and his UFC crossover bouts. And then more recently, the legendary Kalle Sauerland of Wasserman dipped his nose into the influencer scene with sorry, that probably weren't the best analogy to use for Kalle. What I mean is, he also saw the power of the influencer scene and joined forces with DAZN to create the newest brand of influencer boxing, the global powerhouse Misfits. And here we are. The once known as YouTube boxing scene has never been such a force, and the protective hardcores are not too happy about it. But why is this happening, we must ask? Why is it, for instance, that two top-level fighters such as John Ryder and Zach Parker can only manage to sell around 4,000 tickets at the O2, and yet a Misfits event can sell out the place in double quick time? And the mighty Tyson Fury fights Derek Chisora, producing 500,000 buys, yet Jake Paul and his brother Tommy at a much lower level can sell over 750,000. For the record though, if this fight did 500,000 buys, then my arsehole can sing a fucking ABBA song. Bollocks did it do that. But anyway, the mega numbers they produce are staggering. So here's an Uncle proper take on it, which is basically going to be stating the friggin' obvious, but do keep listening because it helps with YouTube revenue, and to be honest, I could do with that because I'm fucking skint. So anyway, first of all, as we know, it's essentially WWE meets boxing. Here's the ingredients. Each influencer comes equipped with a massive personality. They're often outspoken and brash. Then they bring along their fan bases that they have acquired over a number of years, the thousands if not millions of people who follow these Instagrammers, the TikTokers, the YouTubers, and all the way through to the porn stars. I mean, I personally don't know much about these porn stars, but yes, they're making names for themselves as well. Like this, what's her name? Ella Brooke or something? Yeah, I've heard she makes adult videos apparently. Yeah, let's have a look. Hold on, yeah. Yeah, something like that. I don't really know about that stuff, to be honest. It's not really for me, do you know what I mean? Anyway, with these ingredients, you then only need one thing to draw attention and make it a mega event. Just top it all off with a little bit of needle between them and the opponent. Yes, that's right, give it the big and in the presser, a little bit of losing your rag. Give it the oh, I'll knock you out, you big fucking yogurt. Who do you think you're talking to? Hold me back, you're getting knocked spark out, you little shit nugget. Bosh, sorry, I doubt that's ever been said, but you get the picture. And with this pure entertainment, the fans are hooked. Now, touching on these fan bases, these influencers are making waves because they have something that many boxers, in my opinion, don't seem to have these days, and that's a fan's emotional attachment to them. Say what you want about Jake Paul, but he's got fans that love him, they ruddy adore him, and he's got many people who can't bloody stand him, meaning that most people who watch him are emotionally involved. Some desperately want him to win, and some desperately want him to lose, and he's created this through the ingredients I mentioned earlier. ya. Now, of course, the likes of Tyson Fury have this effect as well. He's got a mixture of loving fans and those who can't stand him, meaning a great deal will tune in, and occasionally we get an epic event like Hey Bellew where the build-ups are double lively and it really gets our nipples erect. But aside from the anomalies, mostly across the stars of boxing today, and for example the Brit stars, the likes of Dalton Smith, Joshua Buatsi, Daniel Dubois and Katie Taylor, just to name a few, they keep it very respectful. They keep their decorum, which is very noble. But this humble approach unfortunately doesn't attach masses of huge emotionally attached fan bases to themselves, or get people watching the build-ups, because the public know it's going to be a sombre affair as per usual. Not much really going on. Now don't get me wrong, this is not me having a go. These boxers are great for the sport, I bloody love them. They're phenomenal athletes and big up to them. But as newer audiences, and particularly the younger generation coming through, take an interest in the sport, they are most likely going to be attracted to the chaos of a Misfits event, the personalities and the drama, as opposed to the general and regular, yeah, well, I've had a good camp, I'm just looking forward to getting in the ring really, thanks to my trainer and my nutritionist Trevor, who makes me really nice chicken drumsticks. Also thanks to my sponsor Bertie's Plumbing, they fixed my nan's toilet last week, the chain wasn't flashing again, but Bertie sorted it. Anyway, see you all Saturday. Yes, this unfortunately is just not going to wash with the new ticky-tocky generation, the impatient little fuckers looking to be entertained by scrolling their bollocks off all day. And how can they even be inspired by true boxing when the fights that change the landscape of the sport, the historical fights between the best that we all live for, are not being made? Whereas the Misfits events have an array of personalities well known to the youth of today that are all fighting each other regularly, which means unfortunately for you hardcore influencer hating boxing fans, this new and fresh side of boxing, the YouTube boxing, is probably only going to get bigger and bigger, because the media outlets are already ploughing it in our faces daily, chasing the views. The promoters are already asking themselves, why put on a show with unknown talents when you can make bigger bucks with a bunch of ticky-tocky stars? And essentially, even if the hardcores hate it, the influencer fan bases outweigh them exponentially, so there will always be plenty of people watching. It all comes down to the old bees and honey, yes, the money, and this is where it's rife. Now real boxing will always be there, but we really could be witnessing the future of boxing that could overpower the true respected side of the sport that we know and love. Only time will tell. So there we are. Once again, you've learned absolutely fuck all and walked away with what you already knew. That's proper boxing for you. You're bloody welcome. Anyway, I want to say thank you, chaps, for a double naughty 50,000 subscribers. I ruddy love you all, you big sexy bastards. Big yourselves up. I am forever grateful. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you double soon. And oh yes, just before you go, how about this, boxing fans? Something that may come in very useful.
If you're a boxing fan and never want to miss a fight, Boxing Showtimes is the app you need. This is a professional boxing schedule in your pocket that keeps you up to date on what's going on in the world of boxing. Enjoy watching fights in a bar, sipping a cold one? We got you. An interactive map with your local boxing bars is available to you at any time. And that's not everything. Set reminders, buy tickets, watch official highlights, get boxing news, and so much more. Download now. Thank us later.